Through 2.5 million years of evolution, we never really counted calories. Our Paleolithic ancestors, after a successful hunt, never said, geez, I wonder how many calories this woolly mammoth has. Or when they found tubers and wild berries, they didn't go, I wonder if this fits my macros. No, they just ate it. And they were all naturally lean, healthy, and strong, and they didn't suffer from modern Western diseases like diabetes, obesity, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. But then if you look at modern Western society these days, in the midst of an obesity epidemic where 3 out of 4 American adults are either considered in the overweight or obese category, and 88% suffer from some form of insulin resistance or metabolic dysfunction, we are so obsessed with counting calories. There is obviously a disconnect there, but the concept of just counting calories and treating all calories equal is as prevalent as ever. The oversimplistic calories in versus calories out method is still considered conventional wisdom. It's almost like a religion for some people. And the zealots of this model will always blame you for not losing weight. They'll say it's your fault even though you're barely eating anything. You're eating like less than 1,000 calories every day. You're eating like a bird. And this model has been statistically proven to have a 99% failure rate. And yes, it works at the beginning, assuming that you have a healthy metabolism and you go on a calorie deficit diet. Yes, you're going to lose weight. But then homeostasis kicks in, your body adjusts from this lack of energy, and it goes into survival mode by lowering your metabolism. And this is when you hit that all too familiar weight loss plateau. And this is where a lot of people find themselves. They're absolutely miserable. They have no energy. They're always hungry. They're barely eating anything. And worst of all, they're not losing weight. Sound familiar? And here's what's so unfair about it. All it takes for you is one tiny slip up and you almost put all the weight back on that you've worked so hard to lose, seemingly overnight. Comment below if that sounds like you. This oversimplistic calories in versus calories out model simply doesn't work without, okay? Without, this is very important, without optimizing your hormones. Because weight loss, in its very essence, is not about counting calories. It's about controlling hunger, because being hungry sucks. You are literally going against your hunger hormones here. You're going against your physiology, and your physiology will always win. Instead, if you address hunger, if you take care of hunger by optimizing your hormones, creating a calorie deficit without ever counting calories will naturally take care of itself. Like, I remember counting calories before when I was just starting out, and I was absolutely miserable. I also wasn't losing weight. Go figure. And now this is the physique that I actively maintain, and I don't actively count calories. A lot of my students inside my Fat Loss Accelerator program have never heard of MyFitnessPal before, and they all have gotten some amazing results. So, is it possible to lose weight without ever counting calories? Absolutely. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 key principles that you can follow in order to finally achieve your health and wellness goals without ever counting calories. Before we get started, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. Key principle number 1, I want you to eat single ingredient, mostly unprocessed, nutrient-dense foods. In short, eat real food. If you're new to the channel, you'll know that I am a big proponent of following key concepts from the primal way of living, because that's how we evolved 2.5 million years ago. We need to honor those principles because we're still genetically identical to our Paleolithic ancestors. And we evolved to eat plants and animals. So that's where we should start. I want you to revolve your diet around those 2 things. When it comes to plants, I want you to specifically eat green, leafy, cruciferous vegetables because they're extremely nutrient dense, and they're also high in fiber, which is gonna activate that stretch mechanism in your stomach. Half your plate, or as much as 2/3 or even 3/4 of your plate, should be full of these vegetables. And you don't need to be a top chef to prepare these vegetables. I usually just steam it or throw it in the oven. Let's talk about animals. Meat is some of the most nutritious and satiating foods on the planet. Think about a piece of ribeye, for example, with some garlic butter and some rosemary. Delicious. It's also high in fats and protein, which is gonna activate your satiety hormones, CCK and PYY. You also get bonus points if you eat organ meats because they are extremely nutrient dense. If you look at the way animals hunt, for example, and a lot of hunter-gatherer tribes do this as well up to this day, they will always go after the liver because they inherently know how nutritious it is. And ideally, you're eating animals that came from good sources like pasture-raised chickens and grass-fed and grass-finished beef, because the nutritional profile of these animals are far superior than feedlot animals. Like, it's not even close. But if you don't have access to those types of meat, just buy the highest quality animal product that you can afford. Fun fact, do you know what the most nutrient dense food on the planet is? It's grass-fed and grass-finished beef liver. But for some reason, eating organ meat has kind of become a distant memory here in North America. But if you go to Europe, Latin America, or Asia, they're very much part of the local cuisine. And I have a separate video called The Best Superfoods for Weight Loss if you want a more detailed breakdown of these foods. Basically, eating a diet that revolves around plants and animals will activate your satiety hormones and turn off your hunger hormones, which is gonna eliminate the need to snack in between meals. Your baseline, by the way, if you want to lose weight without counting calories, is to just eat 3 square meals a day. If you can just eat 2 bigger meals, even better. And then eat when you're hungry. Don't eat if you're not hungry. When you eat this way specifically, it's also gonna moderate your insulin levels, so that's your storing hormone, so you can easily tap into your fat stores and burn it for energy. Think of your body burning fat as a snack instead. Again, this is what I mean when I say that weight loss is all about controlling hunger. Now, I want to quickly address fruit. Other than seasonal berries or avocado, I would consider fruit more as a treat and not part of your daily diet. Think about it this way. Our Paleolithic ancestors consumed fruit seasonally, but now you can get any type of fruit 365 days out of the year. Fruit these days are also genetically modified to be bigger and sweeter, and they look nothing like how they used to look back then. Just think of fruit as nature's version of candy. Now, let's move on to another key concept that you need to understand if you want to lose weight without counting calories. What you stop eating has far more impact to your health than what you start eating. Which brings me to key principle number 2. No liquid calories. I'm talking about pop, Gatorade, Snapple, milk, designer coffees, so no more crappy frappies or chocomocha lattes, no water enhancers like Mio, no diet soda, or any 0-calorie drink that is artificially sweetened. And this also includes juice. Juice is basically just like drinking a can of Coke, but with vitamins. And you can get your vitamins from better sources like vegetables. And no, cold pressed juice is not better. You should see if you can get a refund on your $10 juice sitting in your fridge. Juice does absolutely nothing to your body except make you fat. And I'm also gonna include healthier options like kombucha here. The health claims for that drink is very weak at best. Like, if you're someone who regularly drinks any of the stuff that I just mentioned and you take it out of your diet, your body and your life will change. Especially if you're someone who believes in the 0-calorie myth. You drink like Diet Pepsi or again, any 0-calorie drink that is artificially sweetened. All you need to know is that diet soda is one of the biggest lies in the nutrition industry. And it's often linked to weight gain and obesity because it destroys your gut microbiome. We did not evolve to drink this stuff. When it comes to alcohol, keep it to just once a week. But then you'll always hear someone say, oh, but I read somewhere that a glass of red wine every night is good for you. No, those are just based on observational studies where they cherry pick data to fit their hypothesis. I have a separate video about the relationship of alcohol and weight loss if you want to know more about this. To make it easy, here's what you should drink. Water, soda water or fizzy water, black coffee, and you can add a tiny splash of heavy cream, and it's not going to be the end of the world, and tea. That's it. Key principle number 3. No processed foods. Let me make this easy and simple. If there's a barcode or a nutritional value sticker, or if it comes in some sort of special packaging, I want you to think twice before putting it in your mouth. Because this is when we get into what I like to call Franken Foods or fake foods. You're literally eating food-like products. Let me read this list of ingredients to you and see if you can guess what it is. Enriched bleached wheat flour, water, sugar, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, partially hydrogenated vegetable and or animal shortening, dextrose. Okay, I'm just gonna stop because I am getting anxiety just reading this. And I'm only halfway. Those are the ingredients of Twinkies. Does that sound like real food to you? If you want a snack, how about some pistachios? There's only one ingredient. Pistachios. Or how about a hard-boiled egg? Again, there's one ingredient. It also contains 13 vitamins and minerals like lutein and choline, which is crucial for your eye and brain health. Okay, I'll give you another example. Boneless chicken breast with rib meat, isolated oat product, potato starch, seasoning, salt, maltodextrin, yeast extract, chicken stock, flavors, wheat starch, dextrose. Again, I'm only halfway. Those are the ingredients of a chicken nugget. Does that sound like real food? How about we eat a grilled chicken thigh instead, so you're eating real food versus a food-like product. Now, this is for all the plant-based diet believers out there, especially if you've seen What the Health and Game Changers. None of the health claims from those documentaries are based on good science, by the way. But let's talk about these plant-based replacements. Let's talk about one of the most mainstream plant-based foods, a Beyond Burger. It has something like 18 ingredients. And you have to think about it this way. They're taking a plant and they're making it look like a burger patty. Think about the amount of processing that this food-like product has to go through to go from point A to point B. When you're eating a burger patty, there's just one ingredient, beef. Other examples of processed foods are low-fat and low-calorie versions of foods. And to make any food low-fat and low-calorie, fat is usually what gets taken away because it's calorically dense. But as I mentioned earlier, fat plays a huge role when it comes to your satiety. And when fat gets taken out, they have to replace it with something else. And that something else is sugar. And food manufacturers are really good at hiding sugar. There's something like 70 something names of sugar. So that combination of processing and high amounts of sugar makes these foods extremely insulinogenic. It triggers a high insulin response, which again is your storing hormone, which makes them extremely fattening. All you need to know is this: there are no bad foods, only processed ones. Key principle number 4, increase movement throughout the day. No, you don't need to do multiple workouts or anything like that. Your number one focus should be incorporating general movement throughout the day. And this can be easily accomplished by doing something as simple as walking, because walking is a really effective way to upregulate your fat burning metabolism. That's why setting a goal of getting 10,000 steps every day is extremely beneficial, because it's a big enough goal that it forces you to move your body throughout the day. And then a few times a week, do some resistance training to build some lean muscle, because having a lot of lean muscle mass is the primary driver of your metabolic rate. And if you want to lose weight without counting calories, there is nothing better that you can do than increasing your metabolism. And when it comes to improving your overall health, being as physically strong as humanly possible is one of the best things that you can do. And the side effect is that you look good shirtless. Who doesn't want that? And this is one of my favorite things to say lately. It's that if the benefits of exercise could be put in a pill, it would be the biggest blockbuster medication of all time. And guess what? You can get it for free. Key principle number 5, incorporate intermittent fasting. Back in the Paleolithic times, our ancestors would sometimes go a full day or even multiple days without food. Their bodies simply tapped to their energy reserve, aka body fat, and burned it for energy. That's what body fat is there for. The human body is designed to fast. And guess what? You still have those same fat burning mechanisms. And I talk about intermittent fasting a lot on my channel, so just check out my videos about this. But all you need to know is that in terms of specifically targeting body fat and burning it for energy, intermittent fasting's efficacy is unparalleled. And fasting also heals your body. Listen, there are so many benefits of fasting that, again, if it could be put in a pill, it would be neck and neck with the exercise pill as the biggest blockbuster medication of all time. But again, it's free. In fact, it saves you money because you do nothing. You stop eating. This is also how we can create that coveted calorie deficit. But the biggest difference is that your hormones are fully optimized to tap into your fat stores and burn it for energy. Okay, I know I only said 5, but I'll give you a bonus tip. Allow for life to happen by scheduling a cheat meal. Let's go back again to the Paleolithic era. Every once in a while, our ancestors would come across some seasonal berries or some honey. And guess what? They probably stuffed their faces with it. In terms of modern society, this is when life happens. So feel free to have an occasional treat, but be intentional about it. You need to schedule it. This is where the 90-10 rule comes in. 90% of the time, follow everything that I've told you so far. While the other 10%, live your best life. Have a glass of wine, have cheesecake, because I love cheesecake, or indulge in whatever your caloric kryptonite is. But keep it to just one meal. Once a week. This concept also satisfies the 80-20 principle. Having a cheat meal is the 20% that allows you to achieve 80% of your results, because you don't feel deprived when you do things this way. And that's a very important thing, because this keeps people sane. Listen, the more you tell someone they can't have something, the more they want it. So have it, just not all the time. There you have it. I literally just gave you the blueprint to fat loss. If you want to lose weight, specifically body fat, without ever counting calories, this is how. So try it and let me know how it works out for you. I'll see you in the comment section. The next question then becomes, how are you actually supposed to eat if you want to lose weight? Because here's the thing, 80% of your body composition is determined by your diet. You can't just freestyle this part. Do you have a proven plan that you can follow? To help you with that, I want to give you a free copy of my lean body blueprint. This is how I melted all the fat around my stomach without depriving myself of my favorite foods or wasting hours at the gym. It's a simple 4-step process specifically designed for busy professionals, and it's the exact same blueprint that I teach to all my private coaching clients, and they've all gone to see some amazing results. If you want to be the next success story, then download your free copy of the Lean Body Blueprint right now. There's going to be a link somewhere at the top here or in the description box. Just click on it, type in your email, and I'll send it to you right away. Alright, that's all I've got. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a new video every week. And hey, leave a comment below if you have any questions about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Virtual high five.